Happy holidays out there, everybody. It's Dave here from Davestation VR, and I know there are going to be a ton of people out there who this Christmas morning are unwrapping their PSVR for the first time ever and might be wondering what to start with. So I put together a list of the top 5 must-have games for a new PSVR owner, and let's get into it. Number 5 is going to be a game called Rec Room, which right off the bat is totally free, so that's a big bonus. And Rec Room is really cool because it's got a ton of different activities for you to do. There's paintball, there's laser tag, there's these quests that are really cool, and there's a huge player base because it's got cross-platform multiplayer with PC and PSVR. So there's always people playing, and there's a ton of stuff to do. It's also got a huge community of content creators, people who make their own rooms, all kinds of fun stuff to do that's created by the community. So Rec Room is definitely a great bet for something to check out, and like I said, it's totally free, so you can't go wrong with that. Number 4 is going to be a game called SUPERHOT, and this is one that it's kind of cliche to say that a VR game makes you feel like you're in the Matrix, but this one really does. It's a pretty cool first-person shooter slash puzzle experience where time only moves when you move, which means you're going to be leaning your body all over the place, dodging bullets, grabbing guns out of guys' hands and throwing them back in their face. And it's really accessible, and it's got a really cool art style, and just a ton of fun. So pretty much anybody can pick this one up and play it and have a good time with it. Number 3 is our only launch title. Came out about 2 years ago, right when the PSVR was released, and it's called Until Dawn: Rush of Blood. There are a ton of games in VR that try to recreate the roller coaster experience, but this is one that really gets it right. And on top of that, it's got some really cool like arcade-style light gun shooting, and some scares if you're into horror games. It's just a really great package, and even though it's been out forever, it's still one of the best things to pick up for a new PSVR owner, and it's a great one to throw people into for their first VR experience. Number 2 is one that just came out for PSVR and has had a ton of buzz. It is Beat Saber, and I said SUPERHOT made you feel like you're in the Matrix. This is going to make you feel like you're a Jedi. So you've got these 2 lightsabers, and it's basically a rhythm game with these floating blocks coming towards you, but it's really intuitive. You just slash the blocks in time with the music, and once you get into the swing of it, it's not only a great workout, but just kind of makes you feel like a badass. And the music is pretty fun if you're into electronic, but even if you're not, you can easily get over it because the game itself is just so much fun. And like some of the other ones on this list, it's really accessible. All you're doing is just swinging your arms, so even people who aren't used to playing video games or aren't used to VR should be able to pick it up really easily, and it's by far one of the most satisfying experiences on the PSVR. And in the number 1 spot, we've got one that should not be a surprise to many people because it was one of the highest rated PS4 games this year, flat screen or VR, and that's ASTRO Rescue Mission. If you've ever been a fan of platforming games or, you know, the old 3D Marios, this is going to be a perfect fit, and there's just so much delight in it. It really shows off the potential of VR in ways that constantly have you smiling, and, you know, most people will have a great time with this. The other nice thing about this one is that unlike a lot of the games on this list, the only thing you need to play it is the DualShock 4, so if you haven't had a chance to pick up the Move controllers yet, this will be the one for you. I really can't say enough how much I enjoyed ASTRO Rescue Mission. As somebody who's been playing PSVR for 2 years ever since it came out, this still wowed me in ways that a lot of VR games haven't been able to, and you know, I'm a tough critic, so this is a great one. Definitely have to have ASTRO Rescue Mission if you've got a PSVR. So that's it for the top 5, but I want to add 2 more on here just in case you were lucky enough to also get the PSVR aim controller this year, and those are going to be FIREWALL 0 Hour, which is a great 4-on-4 tactical multiplayer first-person shooter that makes great use of the aim controller, endlessly replayable. There's a really strong player base, so you'll always be able to find a game. There's tons of unlocks. It's just great. The closest thing we've got to like a Rainbow Six in VR. Now, if you're not as into the multiplayer thing and you want a solid single-player campaign experience, FARPOINT is going to be the go-to for the aim controller. It was actually the game that came out with the aim controller originally. The implementation there is really well done, and it's got a very solid, well-written campaign, just a ton of fun to play through. And if you're into sci-fi, you know, first-person shooters, that kind of thing, you will have a great time with it. So that's going to wrap it up for my list of the must-have games for new PSVR owners. There's tons of other stuff out there that's totally worth picking up right now. You know, Skyrim, Resident Evil 7, Borderlands 2. But what I was going for is something more like you just cracked open the PSVR Christmas morning and you're looking for those experiences in VR that are just going to wow you and you can show off to your family and friends and just make for a great first VR experience. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you so much. And like I said, have a very happy holidays out there, and I will catch you later on.